A public defender is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in a court of law. The first public defender's office in the United States was opened in January 1913. Over the years, other offices were opened. And today, that handful has grown to a network of lawyers cooperating to protect the rights of our clients. The one that says anything for a thrill.
Who's that?
Mr. Black?
Yeah?
Police officer.
Police?
Open up, Mr. Black. We don't want to wake the neighbors shouting through the door. Open up.
What's the trouble, officer? Sure you haven't made a mistake?
This is not a mistake. We made several arrests at the Seaside Club. We picked up your daughter, Ellie.
Ellie at the Seaside?
At the Seaside Club.
Well, you're kidding. My kid knows better than to hang out with a crowd like that. She comes from a good home.
Your daughter and 3 other girls, Mr. Black. And every one from good families. Attorney Ralph Gilbert, Judge Bennett, Mr. Alfred Whitney, banker.
Jim, what is... Officer, what's the trouble? Has anything happened to my child?
Your child's in a lot of trouble, Mrs. Black.
Said she was picked up. Picked up for what?
Assault with a deadly weapon.
What, my kid? Are you sure you know what you're talking about?
Oh, Jim, don't argue with him. Officer, where is she? Where is my girl?
She's down at the station with the rest of the kids. You better go down there right away, identify her, and arrange for her release pending a hearing.
Yes. Yes. Jim, get my coat. Hurry.
Aren't you going to get dressed?
Oh, Jim, don't just stand there. Hurry. Ellie's in trouble. My baby's in trouble.
We'll be right down, officer.
Okay, Mr. Black. Sorry to have to bring such news. Imagine how Judge Bennett will take it when they break it to him.
The police made their rounds, made their heartbreaking calls in the night. At a fine home or a modest one, a policeman knocked on a door, informing a mother and a father that their child was in trouble with the law. Juvenile delinquents, petty criminals, hardened lawbreakers, that couldn't be further from the truth. For the most part, these were normal, high-spirited kids who made the mistake of falling for one of the oldest lies in the world, the one that says anything for a thrill. The public defender was assigned by the court to the case of the People versus Ellie Black. The charges, assault with a deadly weapon. The possible penalty, an indeterminate sentence to the state reformatory. The circumstances, they really began several months before when Alice Black greeted her husband, Jim, as he came home from work with her wonderful news.
Hi, darling.
Hi, honey. Mrs. Black, you look great.
That's because I have news for you.
Well, don't tell me we inherited some dough. We could use a couple of extra bucks.
Jim, Ellie's made it. She passed her probation period at Waverly High with flying colors.
That's a smart kid we got. Well, I guess one school's as good as another as long as it makes her happy.
Oh, Waverly High is the best school in town. They've got a swimming pool and the best facilities. And only the children from the finest, wealthiest families in town go there.
Well, we ain't exactly one of the wealthiest families in town, Alice.
Well, that's why I did everything I could to get Ellie transferred there. So she could mingle with the children of the finest homes and make valuable contacts for the future. Why, Jim, don't you realize this is the most important time of Ellie's life?
I realize that, Alice. Look, if it's what you want, it's okay with me. The worst can happen is a little extra carfare. Hey, shouldn't Ellie be home by now?
Guess she is home. Sounds like she saved the car fare.
Bye, kids. Thanks for the ride.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Ellie.
Bye. Oh, hi, Mom.
Hello, sweetie. How's my little girl? Riding home in style these days.
They just dropped me off. They're on their way to the beach.
Didn't they ask you to go along?
No.
Well, that's funny. I'd think if they're your friends.
I don't belong to their club. They have a cabana at the beach for members only.
Well, don't worry. If you don't belong now, you will soon. Anyone would want you in their club.
I don't stand a chance. Pledge week is up tomorrow. They haven't given me a tumble.
Oh, well, don't worry, darling. They'll get around to it. Who is the girl driving the car?
Sue Bennett. Her father's a judge or something.
Now, you see, darling, that's why I wanted you to go to Waverly High. Her father is a judge, Judge Bennett. Just about the finest family in town.
Oh, I guess that's how come she's president of the Night Riders.
That's a strange name for a school club.
Oh, it isn't a school club. It's off campus. They've got their own clubhouse and everything.
Off campus? Well, that means they're unsupervised, doesn't it?
Oh, Mommy, don't be a square. Any girl would give her right arm to get into that club. I'll never make it. Only the top girls get to belong.
Well, your grades are always good.
Grades don't count. It's what kind of a home you're from and how rich your father is.
Oh, I see. Well, any club should feel honored to have you as a member.
Mom, I want to belong. You don't know what it's like not being one of the crowd.
Don't worry about that club, dear. And if there's anything you need to make you feel as good as the other children, your father and I will see that you get it.
Gal's sure in a hurry to get out of her clothes. She sure is. Where's that crazy fire?
I gotta practice my backstroke. Miss Saunders says I ought to be able to make the girls' swimming team.
Imagine that, the girls' swimming team. Next week, home economics and how to be a happy housewife.
What's so terrible about making the swimming team?
Doesn't hold a candle to making the Night Riders, does it, sugar? Or don't you want to join the Night Riders?
Kids, do you really mean it?
Your excitement's showing. You coming with us?
Of course. I can hardly believe it's true. What kind of a test?
Oh, you know, the usual kind of initiation thing.
Oh, sure. When will it be?
Well, as soon as you put yourself together, why, we'll go for a little ride.
What do I have to do?
You'll see. You sure will. See you at the car.
Okay. Come on, when are you going to tell me what I got to do?
Just sit tight, sister. You'll find out when the time comes. How about up there, Sue? Gotcha. Looks like a good spot. The glove compartment. See if it's locked.
I shouldn't be doing anything like that.
Are you with us or against us? It won't bite you, sugar. Just see if it's open or if it's locked.
It's open.
Well, don't just sit there. Do something.
Do what?
Oh, this must be the original square from Squareland. Make the hall, the loot, see what's inside.
That's stealing.
Oh, look, kid, what do you think we got you out here for? This is the big test. Can we trust you or can't we?
That's taking something that doesn't belong to you.
It's the only way we'll be sure you won't rat on us.
Rat on you? Why should I rat on you?
Who knows? Maybe you're just that kind. I told you the kid was all right. I told you she wouldn't chicken out. Baby, you're okay. As far as I count, you're one of the crowd.
But what about this stuff? It doesn't belong to us.
Oh, we don't want any of this junk. All we wanted was to test you to see if you had the nerve to be a member of our club.
Hey, Mom, get a load of the horrible Hungarian. Well, that's Nick Stanislaus. He was a boilermaker on that big building job I worked on last year.
What's he doing wrestling?
He gets to pick up a couple of extra bucks, I guess.
Don't you ever get such ideas into your head?
Yeah, we could use a couple of extra bucks, too.
Yes, it does get to be quite a struggle sometimes.
Say, we're all caught up on that last bunch of bills, aren't we?
Well, not quite.
What do you mean?
We've got a growing daughter, Jim.
That kid can go through more shoes.
Not shoes, Jim. Dues.
Dues? What's she done, join the Elks or something?
She's been pledged to the Night Riders.
The Night Riders? A daughter of mine in an outfit like that?
Oh, it's just an innocent name, Jim. They're trying to be grown up and sophisticated.
Night Riders? Where did they figure that one out? Why'd they call themselves the Cutthroats?
The boys have a club by that name.
What?
Oh, Jim. The point is, either you're in with the crowd or you're a drip.
Drip means dues, huh?
$5 a month.
$5. $5 a month?
Well, it's for all sorts of things. Weenie roast, beach, entertaining their guests. Children need a little spending money these days.
But she's already got a $5 a week allowance. $5 more, that gives her $25 a month.
But 50 cents a day for lunches and 40 cents for bus fare. Ellie's allowance barely covers her expenses.
Yeah? Well, whose idea was it to send her to a school clear across town?
I wouldn't be satisfied having Ellie go anywhere else. Everyone knows it's the finest school in the city. The least we can do is sacrifice a bit for our daughter's future.
Sacrifice a little bit? I don't spend $25 a month on myself.
Dad. Dad, I don't have to belong if you don't want me to. I can tell him I decided not to join.
You'll do no such thing. Now, see, we've done. Don't you realize it's an honor for Ellie to be invited to join that club? Why, the fathers of those girls are the most important men in town. Doctors, lawyers...
So what am I? A bum, I guess.
Oh, no one's criticizing you, Jim. You do the best you can. But don't you realize how important it is that Ellie have the right kind of contacts now?
So she doesn't marry a plumber, a guy who drinks beer, watches wrestling matches.
That has nothing to do with it, Jim.
Oh, I know, Alice. I want the kid to have every break, too. Okay, Ellie. From now on, you're a member of the loyal and respected Order of Night Riders.
If it's a hardship on you, honest, Daddy, I don't have to belong.
Oh, forget it, honey. What's an extra $5 or so? Not bad, huh, baby?
Real great. Gee, I'm having a wonderful time, Don.
Come on, honey, give a little. No wonder you're not making with a feed, baby. Your eyeballs are dragging.
Why don't you shut up?
Hey, Sue. Foolish question number 9-1000. Who'd you rather be dancing with? Me or your young King Arthur over there?
Even you ought to know the answer to that one.
What's the plumber's daughter got that you don't have more of?
Are you kidding? What are you laughing at? And incidentally, if you two are so cold, why don't you move closer to the fire?
Us cold? It looks as if you're the one who's getting the deep freeze.
Who gave you the right to do that?
Who gave you the right to do that?
I don't let just anybody kiss me.
Just anybody. Listen, I thought you gals didn't let drips get into the Night Riders.
The Night Riders are a regular crowd, Don. You ought to know that.
You call that kind of a thing being regular?
Maybe she just pretended to be regular so she could get into the Night Riders. Huh?
I didn't ask to join. I was invited in.
You could get invited out, too. You know, I think you picked a real sawed-off square. Now, if you guys are going to lower your standards, why, maybe you're not the kind of crowd that we want to travel around with.
Wait a minute, Don. We can take care of this in our own way. Give us a couple of minutes.
You know, that kid's got a real crazy right hand.
Yeah?
What do you want to do? Queers with the top man on campus?
Don's all set to be next student body president. The Falcons would give anything to get him and his crowd away from us.
One more trick like that and they'll go over to the Falcons.
All he did was kiss you. What's so terrible?
If that's the kind of a club this is, maybe I don't want to be in it.
We heard about the strings your mother pulled to get you into Waverly. How's it going to sound when she finds out?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing much. Just that her daughter isn't fit to associate with better-type young ladies. Isn't that just about it, Peg?
Just about it. Oh, you wouldn't...
Yes, we would. Convinced, sugar? Still want to walk out? Then you want to stay. All right, down on your knees.
What?
I said down on your knees, Pledge. All right, repeat after me. I promise that in the future,
I promise that in the future,
I will try my best to be a good and loyal member of the Night Riders
I will try my best to be a good and loyal member of the Night Riders
and do everything I can for the good of the club.
and do everything I can for the good of the club.
Okay, you can get up now. The first thing you better do is go back and apologize to Don for acting like a square. Okay, dear. Do your duty as a night rider.
I'm sorry, Don, for acting the way I did. It's just that you took me by surprise.
Oh, that's okay, kid. You'll get used to it after a while. Hey, let's get a little life into this party, huh? Who wants to play chicken?
Now you're talking. Who's going to ride with me?
I will. I will.
Go up the road 2 miles. Start in 10 minutes. Quarter after on the nose, huh?
Right.
And when you come back down, blink your lights.
Okay, let's go.
Who's gonna ride with me? I'll take you and Sue, okay?
Okay.
What's it like? What does he mean by chicken?
You'll find out. It's the thrill of a lifetime.
Don, you're over the center stripe.
That's the idea.
There's another car coming. We may hit.
He'll pull over.
Suppose he doesn't.
Don't worry, kid. They always chicken.
Sure, sugar, no one beats Don at chicken.
Hey, you see? I told you, chicken.
Here comes Chuck. Look at his light.
What do you give me if he chickens out ahead of us?
Don, keep your eyes on the road.
I'll settle for another kiss, baby.
Don, please.
Here's another way to play chicken.
Don, we'll all be killed.
Want me to put my hands back on the wheel?
Don, please, slow down.
No hands, baby.
No, Don, no,
Do
no.
I get that kiss?
Yes, Ollie, please, slow down.
I'll watch that suck out there turn off the road. What'd you do that for? Just when he was gonna chicken out.
Maybe the trouble was you asked the wrong girl for a kiss.
When I make a mistake, I make a beaut.
This gown is going to be really beautiful when I'm through. All those girls at the country club will really envy you. You just wait and see.
Sure.
Well, aren't you even excited about it? Everything's turned out so well. You being invited to join the Night Riders and now this wonderful affair at the country club.
Sure, Mom, I'm excited. Only it's...
Oh, I know what it is. Tonight after the dance, they're finally going to pass on your membership in the Night Riders, aren't they?
Oh, I'll never make it. Gee, Mom, I'm scared.
Oh, now, Ellie, I told you not to worry. Why, just think how I'd feel if they didn't accept you after making all these pretty dresses and getting your father to give us all that money for initiation and dues. Why, I wouldn't hear of you not being accepted and not making the grade.
Oh, what's the use? I'm just not their type or something. Nothing I ever do is right.
Oh, that's nonsense, dear. You just remember to be pleasant and polite and you won't have a thing to worry about. And with this pretty dress and your pretty face, why, no one will be able to resist you. You just wait and see.
one glass of punch?
Oh, I'd love some.
Having a nice time?
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time, thank you.
I guess it's no secret who's got the biggest man on campus all tied up in knots.
She's got the nerve to come to the country club in a homemade dress. Her mother makes all her clothes for her.
I think it's the most attractive dress, Sugar.
It's a disgrace. What's the use in stalling? I think it's about time we decided whether we want that drip in our club or not.
I like Ellie. She's a nice kid.
Nice kid? You mean nice square? She's already chickened out on us twice. How do you know we can trust her? Look, she just doesn't fit in our crowd. We've got to stick together. Anyone who can chicken out about one thing can chicken out about another. Who knows when she'll turn and rat on the whole bunch of us.
Boy, did I have to fight through a mob to get these. Here, honey, to the mostest little gal in the Night Riders.
I'm not in the Night Riders yet. Anyone for chicken?
What makes you think you won't chicken out again?
I asked if anybody wanted to take a little ride. I'll do the driving.
Hey, that's the spirit I like. I'll ride with you.
How about you, Sugar?
What's the point of it?
To see who'll chicken out first.
What's the matter, Sue? You look a little worried.
You never saw me worry about anything, Don.
Well, then let's go. This one I don't want to miss. I'll get the rest of the gang. Rich or poor, kids are kids wherever you find them, until they get trapped by the wrong set of ideas. Then they suddenly find they're on the brink of becoming criminals. All night long, from homes in all sections of the city, the parade of parents continued, as it does almost every night of the year, in answer to a call in the night. Fortunately for these young people, the occupants of the other car escaped without serious injury. The Night Riders were smashed. Don, Chuck, and several of the older boys received jail sentences as a condition of probation. The 5 girls, including my client, Ellie Black, were placed on probation with suspended sentences and learned the most important lesson of their lives, that life isn't a succession of thrills and cheap, unsupervised escapades. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender. Public Defender Hugh Stanton of Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee, and his staff for outstanding achievement in the cause of justice.